Hey, welcome to English with Eleanor. Today I am going to show you what I'm making. So I'm going to make some scones. Scones are a typical snack that we have in Ireland, the UK, in England and Scotland, and scones can be made super quickly. So they only have a small number of ingredients and you can make them in about 15 minutes and eat them straight out of the oven. So they are a great thing to have. So in the scones, we have flour, we have sugar, we have baking powder, we have eggs and milk, some butter, and in mine, we're gonna use cheese. So you can use anything you want, really. People make scones with white chocolate and raspberry, with blueberries, with raisins, with orange peel, all sorts of different combinations. But for me, I like to use cheese because I like cheese. Who doesn't like cheese? Another thing to note about scones is that there are actually two different pronunciations. So it depends on which part of the UK or Ireland you are in. But for me, I say scone to rhyme with gone. But in other parts, you will hear scone that rhymes with cone. So you pick which one you want to use, but for me, it's going to be a scone. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so in this particular recipe, I've got 450 grams of flour. I have 50 grams of castor sugar. I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and I sifted that so that it's a little bit finer. I added 2 eggs, and then I added enough milk to bring the quantity of liquid up to 300 milliliters. And then I'm gonna add 100 grams of butter and cheese. And the cheese I didn't measure, I'm just adding as much cheese as looks good to me. So I have 450 grams of flour in here. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm adding 50 grams of sugar. I'm just using castor sugar for that. And then I'm gonna add my butter. So the trick with scones is to grate your butter when it is cold, okay? So I'm just going to grate this directly in, and I need 100 grams of butter. All right, and start rubbing the dry ingredients into the butter. So we rub the butter and the flour generally with the tips of our fingers, so not the pan, just with the tips. This keeps the butter cold because you want to have your butter as cold as possible. This helps your scones to rise a little bit more. All right, I think that's pretty good, don't you? All right, next we add the mix of egg and milk. What is this? And we add the cheese. So you can add anything you want at this point. It's not super well mixed, but that's okay because I'm going to get my hands in there now and start to mix it a little bit more carefully. I'm going to add a little bit more flour, I think. Whee! Lovely. Thank you. Scones do not have to look beautiful. Yes. This for a scone is pretty beautiful. I'm now going to cut my dough into different shapes. So this is like kind of like a flower shape. And I'm just going to put flour around the edge of my flour to keep things from sticking. And then I just go around and start cutting Scones also should not be rolled too flat because they won't rise enough and they will just look kind of sad, you know? And again, don't worry if they don't look perfect because they're just look how they're supposed to look. So all that's left for us to do is to put the scones into the oven. They go in at a temperature of 200 if it's a fan assisted oven. And we'll check them again in 15 minutes. And voila, they are ready. So after 15 minutes in the oven, they're looking pretty nice and a little bit brown on top. And we are going to have them with some butter and some soup. Also, traditionally, sometimes people have them as part of like an afternoon tea with jam and cream. But it's up to you. You can put whatever you want on them. I like them just warm out of the oven with some butter and dipped in some soup. Delicious. If you make it for yourself, let me know how you find it. Put a comment and I'll see it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.